Tonight, a major victory for patients around the country who claim they were duped by a Florida company selling stem cell therapy for incurable diseases. It's a story our I-Team investigator Katie Legrone exposed nearly a decade ago. At that time, she went undercover to show you the promises made about stem cell therapy in some Florida clinics.
And all new here tonight, Katie is breaking new details of this multi-million-dollar verdict and the big victory for the people who spoke out.
In what is being described by industry insiders as a landmark case in the fight to end misleading, unregulated, and potentially risky stem cell therapy, earlier this month, a Tampa jury sided with consumers, ruling unanimously that the now-defunct Lung Institute in Tampa was guilty of engaging in deceptive or unfair practices, while it offered customers valueless stem cell therapy to treat incurable lung disease.
I'm very happy because I do hope that nobody else is swindled the way I was.
85-year-old Marilyn Mazza spent nearly $20,000 on treatment at the Lung Institute a decade ago. She's one of 3 plaintiffs named in the class action lawsuit originally filed in 2016. 8 years later, more than 1,000 patients nationwide are now on tap to divide more than $9 million in refunds, one of the costliest judgments against a for-profit stem cell clinic in U.S. history.
They promised that I would be off oxygen after I did their procedures, and I definitely am not off oxygen. I'm on 4 liters now.
4 liters per minute?
Yes.
The lawsuit centered on the company's Tampa location. Plaintiffs accuse the clinic of offering sham treatments based on sham science and deception, according to the original complaint.
Told me I would feel so much better. They said it would help. You'll definitely get some kind of improvement.
Since 2018, we've shared their stories, the desperate, diseased, and dying who say they fell victim to the company's aggressive marketing tactics and boiler room-style sell of unproven stem cell therapy.
It seemed like from the day I had it, I started to get worse.
This former patient spent $7,500 on treatment for her incurable lung disease. She died a few years after our interview. Tammy Rivero took a lien out on her home to pay for her $8,000 treatment.
I think it's a bunch of bull,
which she said also didn't work.
He didn't improve at all. It just really got worse.
And in 2018, Dorothy Carver shared how her husband died of a heart attack just months after he, too, sought treatment at the clinic for incurable lung disease.
I'm just glad it's over with.
Dorothy didn't know about the verdict until we told her.
That's great news.
Does this bring you some peace and comfort knowing now that you guys won this case against the Lung Institute?
It brings some closure, yes. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about him and miss him, though.
We certainly tried to scream from the mountaintops about what was going on.
Attorney Ben Vinson Jr. represented the victims.
What came out at trial is, all they were doing was taking out blood, spinning it around and putting it back in.
The Lung Institute had 6 locations nationwide. They all shut down in recent years following pending legal troubles and media scrutiny. While neither the Lung Institute nor its attorneys have responded to our request for comment about the verdict, in closing arguments, attorneys said customers signed waivers consenting to the treatment. But to medical ethicists, the Florida verdict is a reminder to consumers about an industry with promise, but not yet the evidence to treat widespread diseases and disorders.
There's enough evidence to do them in clinical studies, but we shouldn't think of these as treatments to be sold in the marketplace just yet.
Something these consumers spent thousands of dollars to learn and nearly a decade fighting to prove.
Every time I see something about stem cell, I just block it out of my mind. I don't want anything to do with it.
I believe in the future stem cells may be very helpful, but this was a scam. There was no legitimate help to us.
And that verdict is expected to surpass $10 million with attorney's fees. And of course, those patient refunds, which we're told range from anywhere from just over $5,000 a patient to some patients who spent nearly $30,000 on stem cell treatment they successfully proved in court did nothing to improve their health. In Tampa, I'm I-Team investigator Katie Legrone taking action for you.